This is John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I've got a video I made where I don't necessarily take Marilyn Manson's side, but I get into one aspect about how weird guys like him, and some people say creepy guys like him, can be blamed easier because of their image. So in this video, I want to kind of take Racheal's side. And the thing I find compelling about her confession, and there is quite a bit of emotion in there that we don't find, obviously, in Amber Heard's cookie-eating, freaking out confession. In this video, I'm going to take the case of Evan's side, because like I've said before, I'm pretty torn on this. So if you see my video on Manson, you might be thinking, hey, you're taking Manson's side. I'm really not. I'm looking at both sides here. So let's take a look at what she has to say. This is from 2018. However, this is what she was talking about. This is what she described that he did.
My name is Evan Racheal Wood, and I'm an artist, but I am also a domestic violence and sexual assault survivor and the single mother of a young boy. When I was 5 years old, I started working in film, and every day since then I've worked to reach the very privileged place I'm aware that I occupy. And I'm here today to use my position as an artist, survivor, mother, and advocate to bring a human voice to the population of 25 million survivors in the U.S. who are currently experiencing inequality under the law and who desperately need basic civil rights. I struggle to speak to you today because I'm not sure what words are appropriate when discussing this issue. However, if you can't hear the whole truth, you will never know true empathy, and I believe in the saying, if we have to live through it, then you should have to hear it. There are two specific instances of sexual assault and violence I've experienced that really stick out in my mind. In fact, they are burned into my brain, branded there for life, a mental scar that I feel every day. My experience with domestic violence was this: toxic mental, physical, and sexual abuse, which started slow but escalated over time, including threats against my life, severe gaslighting and brainwashing, waking up to the man that claimed to love me raping what he believed to be my unconscious body. And the worst part, sick rituals of binding me up by my hands and feet to be mentally and physically tortured until my abuser felt I had proven my love for them. In this moment, while I was tied up and being beaten and being told unspeakable things, I truly felt like I could die, not just because my abuser said to me, I could kill you right now, but because in that moment I felt like I left my body and I was too afraid to run. He would find me. I froze, and it was as if I could see myself from the outside, and for the first time in months, I felt something, utter shame and despair. I had no idea what to do to change my situation, so I went numb, and soon I couldn't feel anything. I wasn't alive. My self-esteem and spirit were broken. I was deeply terrified, and that fear lives with me to this day. What makes me more hurt and more angry than the actual rape and abuse itself was that piece of me that was stolen, which altered the course of my life. Because of this abuse, my already spiritless person, when I was pushed onto the floor of a locked storage closet by another attacker after hours at a bar, my body instinctively knew what to do: disappear, go numb, make it go away. Being abused and raped previously made it easier for me to be raped again, not the other way around. And not a day goes by when I don't hear the words this man whispered into my ear over and over: you're going to be fine, you're going to be fine, you're going to be fine. And then my small voice sang back, no, 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 until it faded into nothing. And I remember the feeling of shutting down or freezing and utter shock taking over, and I couldn't even make a sound. I felt a piece of me disappear, a piece that has never returned. In other words, I was not fine, and I am not fine. So often we speak of these assaults as no more than a few minutes of awfulness, but the scars last a lifetime. Even though these experiences happened a decade ago, I still struggle with the aftermath. My relationship suffers, my partners suffer, my mental and physical health suffers. 7 years after my rapes, plural, I was diagnosed with long-term PTSD, which I had been living with all that time without knowledge about my condition.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. First of all, because of complications playing full videos, and second of all, I think we got everything we need. Now, like I said, when I listen to that, and I'm sure when you listen to that, it's pretty heartfelt. It's pretty heartfelt. It's pretty hard to argue that she's just kind of saying it, shouldn't mean it, and it sounds like some emotional things did go on between the two of them. Now, the catch-22 I have with cases like this is somebody can come out and just say they were abused, and the person who's accused can lose their job immediately. Like Johnny Depp being kicked off the Pirates franchise. Like Marilyn Manson now losing his record label. Maybe she's right. Maybe it's true. But for somebody to actually lose their job solely based on the accusation and nothing else, I think has got to be wrong. Right? I mean, it's tough because obviously if it's true, then the abuser needs to be punished. But if it's not true, why did they lose their job? So let's say they go to court and Racheal gets the win. They say, you got it, he's evil, lock him up, his career's gone. The message that sends out is that without evidence or any proof, or even if it happened a decade ago, you can come out and say it about someone and you can probably affect them. I mean, you can definitely affect them. So I think the real tough compromise here is there has to be some kind of evidence. I mean, it's just like at face value, you're like, yeah, this is terrible. You hear her voice, and like I said, she sounds sincere, and I'm really 50-50 on the fence at this, early stage of the game. But the problem is, if it is fabricated or it's not exactly what she says it is and there was consent, then why are we destroying someone's life? Now, if this happened like a month ago, it would be different. I'd be like, oh, it was a month ago, she came out, she, got up the guts to come out, and yeah, it took her a couple of weeks or whatever, but it happened. After a decade, I just find it harder to convict as a legal thing as a 100% thing. So I'm pretty torn. I'm really pretty torn, and if this does go to court, then they're going to have a really tough case. Really tough case. And when she says victims deserve rights, I'm not sure exactly what she means by that. Because the people accused have their rights taken away immediately just by being accused. So I'm not exactly sure what she means. Victims have every right, quote unquote, in the world. Maybe she meant more power. Maybe she meant more ways to help them bring the truth out. But I think rights isn't quite the correct term. Anyway, every goddamn video I come back to saying it's really such a split thing. I'm seeing things about Manson where I'm just like, yeah, he is weird, he is creepy, I could imagine him doing this. And then again, I'm seeing, well, that's his act, he's a musician, he's probably just more of a normal guy when he takes all the makeup off and stuff like that, and who knows? Now he's just being accused, and that's his brand who's being accused. So it's a real flip-flop for me. So if you're still watching, don't get the impression I'm decided yet. I will say, good points for her. She does sound emotional. It does sound heartfelt. It does sound authentic. Bad points for her. Well, she's written some articles praising him. So, it's a little strange. And she has no physical evidence whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. No video, no audio, no photos. I'm not sure about scars or things like that, so those are the bad points. And the conclusion is just up in the air. You guys, of course, let me know what you think. If you just believe her flat out, let me know. If you believe Manson, let me know too. I hope they didn't copyright claim this because, I am playing someone's video, but I'm not deliberately trying to use your video or anything like that. I'm trying to, get this opinion out there for people to see, and they don't care if I explain. They'll copyright anyway. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.